This is Dan Shell reporting from GIE+EXPO in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm in the Dealer Resources Pavilion with Kim Rominger of the North American Equipment Dealers Association. And Kim, I know you've been talking to a lot of dealers here at the show. Sort of what can you say sort of on their minds, or is any issues that's taken their consideration?
Well, Dan, there's a lot of issues that dealers have on their mind, predominantly internet sales, E15 fuels and things like that. But for the most part here at the show, they're pleased with the show. They really like the dealer preview day. That was an outstanding success, I think. And we've seen an increased traffic in dealers through our booth. So that's a good thing. We had two good dealer sessions, one on Thursday with manufacturer panel that the dealers we got a lot of good feedback on that. And then this morning we concluded with a best practices, best ideas panel of dealers talking to dealers, a good group of dealers in the audience and 3 panel members on stage. Some great ideas to help dealers in their business.
I was going to say, I sat in on some of that, and it was funny. It's like the panel was learning from the audience, and the audience was learning from the panel.
Outstanding participation. Right. Dealers really communicated well with each other, did a lot of good sharing of practices. It was a great session, really an outstanding session. So well, those would be the highlights.
Okay. That's what you can find here at GIE+EXPO in Louisville, Kentucky. Dealer resources, information, new products, and help with any issues you might be having. This is Dan Shell with Power Equipment Trade Magazine. I'm here from the show floor at GIE+EXPO in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm with Eric Sides, Executive Director of the Equipment and Engine Training Council, and the EETC has been doing a lot of technician training here on the first day of the show on Dealer Day. And Eric, just sort of give me some input on what kind of response y'all have had and what kind of crowd y'all have had.
Absolutely. We've had a great show so far, a lot of good training. We had 7 different manufacturers actually conducting training, everything from 2-cycle engines, 4-cycle engines, electrical, driveline systems, carburetors. A lot of great support from the manufacturers that have provided that training to these dealers and dealer technicians. We've had over 240 technicians sign up for the training. Mm-hmm. That's I don't know what the percentage is, but it's last year we had around 200. This year we're at 240, so it's been great.
All right, and I guess the technicians are finding a lot of good, useful information in there.
Absolutely. In the classes, we've had actually hands-on training. For instance, in the 4-cycle engine class, it's a failure analysis class. So they had cutaways, they had actual failed components. They went through, they were using diagnostic tools with, the lights and like a microscope, looking at the wear patterns and so forth. And we're teaching on basically the failure analysis of an engine and what to look for. So it's been great hands-on training, and then we've had some lecture sessions as well.
All right, well, that's what you'll find here at GIE+EXPO in Louisville, Kentucky. The information and knowledge to make your operation more efficient. This is Dan Shell with Power Equipment Trade Magazine. We're here live at GIE+EXPO in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm with Chris Kaiser, the president of Outdoor Power Equipment Institute, one of the main sponsors and owners of the show. And Chris, we just had your major press event, sort of updating how the show's gone. Tell us a little bit about, I understand it's the largest show, and some of the issues industry's facing.
Dan, we're really delighted you're here, and thank you for taking the time to spend a few minutes with us. We're thrilled with the show. As I told you earlier, it is the largest GIE+EXPO ever. We have a record attendance, record exhibitors indoor and outdoors. Wow. We have a lot of new product offerings. So there's a lot of dynamic energy at the show. You're seeing we have new booths. A lot of our manufacturers invested heavily in new booths. You're seeing a lot of new electronics out there, some signage, etc. But more importantly, you're seeing a lot of new product.
Right.
What the manufacturers have decided to do, they're bringing and rolling out their new products here, which is what we want, and it's terrific.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of new product entries. We're seeing a lot of utility vehicles this year. And so I know Polaris has a big track outdoors, and so there's an expansion outdoors. And so a lot of more folks can get on the equipment, dig, cut, if you will, run around and do the things we like to do. So there's tremendous energy here. The industry's having a good year, following a good year.
Right.
And so we're just delighted to have the show and have it be what it is, and we expect it to grow next year.
All right. Well, that's what you had the report here from GIE+EXPO in Louisville. A big show that's getting even bigger. Dan Shell reporting here in GIE+EXPO, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm with Bill Sellers with the show officials. He's with Sellers Expositions here. And Bill, tell us sort of how the show's gone. I know it's one of the biggest shows in years, and I've heard a lot of good comments about booth traffic.
Well, this is the biggest show for GIE+EXPO in the history of the show, and the booth traffic has been great. We're getting great feedback from the exhibitors. Attendees seem to be very happy. The weather has been wonderful for us. The functions and the education we've had has been a big success this year.
That sounds great. And that's what you can find here at Louisville, Kentucky, GIE Expo, the biggest show, industry's biggest event, and it's getting bigger.